going on our date night. We're gonna.
I had some questions about what that exercise looked like that I shared the other day. My back day from behind, what that setup looked like, and what it looks like from the front. So I have the band anchored about chest height, and then I'm going to step away. I'm going to grab the band. I'm already going to have resistance before I pull. I'm going to inhale, set my core with some breathing. Take a nice big breath. And then I'm going to take a soft inhale before I go. Exhale. So you're pulling to goalpost arms, holding that, and then reaching up. And so when you do that, you're getting external rotation, rotator cuff, and then that rotator cuff is resisting the forward pull from the band that way as you reach up and then slowly release. So core strength, because if I was going to just row a weight, I would probably row a heavy weight. When I do my shoulder and back days, I like to do core and I like to do weight bearing arm exercises at the end to kind of continue to work on shoulder stability and strength and endurance when I'm already in a really fatigued state. And knowing that these are more fatigued knows I'm going to have to work my core a little bit more. So I love doing movements like that. Ways to build up or work elements of that would be obviously just getting down your side plank in a modified fashion. Maybe you just learn to lift and hold and how to breathe in 360 here and lift. You can do a hip lift lower. Reaching the arm up will give you a little bit more resistance overhead. You can try the arm out front too, a different way to add and challenge the core. Just hold the leg up, lift and lower. Alright, so maybe you've got the lift and lower part down, then you would work towards a full side plank, and maybe you just do a couple second holds. You start to lose form, take a break, come back up. Having the feet like this would be easier than having the feet stacked. My form looked really bad there. Make sure it's really easy to be way too far out underneath your shoulder in the case where you need to bring your hand directly underneath of it, and then you can get that shoulder stability and that pushing away. Okay, so this is harder. Then you could do something like this. You can do the modified plank and try to add in some of the arm movements like this in that place before you would go to the full thing or stringing it into a push-up. But super fun if you're looking for an advanced movement or if you're looking for ways to spice it up while still working on foundational techniques and strength. Those are some really
I had some questions about magnesium after I shared yesterday that link, which I'll leave again if that survey has expired. But on the next slide, I'll show you the different types of magnesiums and what they specifically target depending on what your need is. But typically for constipation, prolapse, you're going to look for a citrate version, and glycinate is if you don't have those issues, but it also helps with muscle and nervous system relaxation. And basically, most people require magnesium because it is not something that your body creates on its own. And I think it's within 12 to 24 hours that whatever supplementation of that magnesium has also left your body because it's metabolized. And so it is something that you're supposed to take every day. Magnesium is like a precursor or a portion of like all these other things that help different systems and pathways of energy and metabolism in your body. I'll also share who I like to follow about that. Collagen collagen? Do I take it? What do I like? Are there benefits to the pelvic floor? So criticism of collagen has been that it gets digested and broken down just like anything else. And so then is there really a differentiation between the types of amino acids in it? And there is evidence that supports that they have found that in the bloodstream, which means that it's not getting completely broken down in the stomach. So you would confer the benefits of collagen for tissue elasticity and skin and everything else. There are two studies that I could find specific to pelvic floor. One was postpartum women, another was stress urinary incontinence, in which they were given collagen versus a control group who did not get any, and both groups did see improvements. Of course, there's always criticisms of studies like that, that there could be other things involved in that, but that is what some of the research can show. This, a lot of people had messaged me after and said anecdotally, after they started either supplementing or drinking tons of bone broth, that they saw a lot of improvement in their pelvic floor. So I personally take one, and I have for years, and the one that I still take is Further Foods Collagen Peptides. I will put a link to them. But the study on postpartum women looked at 4 grams of leucine, which is a specific amino acid you can pull from a profile. So I'm sure you could always look for that, but other studies just looked at a general collagen supplement. So the study with postpartum women also included zinc and an omega, so it wasn't completely isolated. So I think you take the best you can from the data and you make an educated decision on if it's the right thing for you. But for me, I think if you're trying to conservatively treat your pelvic floor, why would you not consider that as part of a tool in your toolbox?